So you're going to Japan and you want to get some cool souvenirs, something unique, maybe beautiful, but you also need something you can fit in your bag. I have just the thing for you. They're called Goshuin, or red seals. You can pick them up at the shrines and temples you're probably already visiting on your trip to Japan. I've been collecting Goshuin for a few years now, so I'm going to tell you how you can get started with your collection, as well as some tips and tricks I wish I knew starting out. Step 1 of your journey is get one of these, a Goshuincho. Goshuincho just means red seal notebook. That's right, you can't get these stamps put in any notebook. You have to have a special type of notebook. You can pick these up at temples and shrines. Usually they have 1 to 2 designs between 1,000 and 2,000 yen. But one way I'd recommend to pick up a Goshuincho is actually to go to stationery stores or bookstores where they'll have a greater variety of colors and options, and you can pick one you really like. That's also a great place to pick up one of these, a glue stick. You can keep this in your hotel room or your suitcase. You won't need it till later, and I'll tell you more about that. But the one thing you must not do once you pick up your Goshuincho is write in it. One of the ways that you show respect for the Goshuin in the Goshuincho is by not marking it, dating it, or otherwise putting anything in it that isn't these Goshuin that you receive. In fact, if you do so, there's a good chance you'll be turned away at the shrines and temples. You're ready to receive your first seal. What do? Well, the easiest thing is just to go to any shrine or temple you're otherwise interested in visiting. Now, there's a lot of good information out there already about how to use proper etiquette when praying at Japanese shrines and temples, so definitely familiarize yourself with that first. Once you've prayed, you'll need to locate the office where you can receive a Goshuin. This honestly can be the hardest part, so here are 3 tips I use to locate one. The first is that you can just ask. You can say, Goshuin wa doko desu ka? Or, where are the Goshuin? Honestly, by the time you say Goshuin wa, someone is probably going to be directing you. Now, if you're too nervous to ask where the Goshuin are located, you can also look around for omamori, or charms. These are really easy to find because they're usually cute and colorful. You often will be able to get your Goshuin there or at a nearby window. And one other option is, of course, to look for people with their own Goshuincho waiting in line. This works particularly well at bigger temples and shrines, and it's nice because you can just slip in behind them and follow their lead. Once you're in line, you're going to want to look around for the suggested donation for a Goshuin. Usually this is somewhere between 300 and 500 yen, and it will be posted next to the yen symbol here. When possible, it's best to provide exact change when making your donation, so I'd recommend carrying a number of 100 and 500 yen pieces. Once you get to the front of the line and provide your Goshuincho for stamping, there are 3 options for what can happen next. The first option is that you'll be provided with a slip with a number on it, and they'll ask you to wait until your Goshuincho is ready. This is an especially good time to note the shrine or temple that you're receiving a Goshuin from. It's easy once you start collecting a number of them to get them mixed up, and this is the best way to make sure that you know the order in which you received each stamp. The second possibility is that you'll be given your Goshuin as a piece of paper that was prepared earlier in the day. Don't worry, these are just as cool as the normal Goshuin. That's when you'll use this glue stick to apply it to an empty page in your Goshuincho. And of course, option number 3 is that the priest, monk, or attendant will apply your Goshuin on the spot to your book. You'll get to see them stamp that vermilion seal, and then also the Japanese calligraphy that they brush on top of it. I think this is honestly so much fun to watch. Whichever way you receive your Goshuin, it's important to say thank you or arigatou gozaimasu after. Now, once you start collecting Goshuin, you're going to find they're like Pokemon. You want to catch them all. But with 160,000 shrines and temples across Japan, plus limited edition designs for rainy days and festivals, that's not really possible for most of us. So, I'm going to give you a few shinies from my collection that you can also pick up in the Tokyo area. The first of these is from Hikan Inari in Asakusa. This is a tiny shrine tucked in the back of the Sensoji complex, which is a very popular temple complex. You might have a little trouble finding it, but you'll know that you're in the right place when you see rows and rows of cute clay foxes. And in fact, the Goshuin shows those same cute foxes. I really like this one. There's also a shrine near and dear to my geeky heart I recommend. This is Hikawa Shrine in Azabu Juban. This shrine was the original inspiration for Hikawa Shrine in Sailor Moon. And it's also a neighborhood shrine that offers a nice variety of seasonal and colorful stamps with its Goshuin. Here you can see 2 Goshuin I received from Hikowa Shrine on different years, but both in the spring. You can see that the cherry blossoms vary even though I was visiting at approximately the same time of year. I can't wait to go back to this shrine and pick up some new designs. Since you're still here, I'm going to assume that you're excited about collecting Goshuin. And that makes me really happy because receiving Goshuin is also a great way to support the temples and shrines so they can continue operating. If you're interested in more about Japanese temples and shrines, I'm going to visit a number of them this fall, even going on a temple pilgrimage. So definitely hit the subscribe button so you can join me on my journey. All right, that's it for now. I'll be back with more. Itekimasu!